Welcome back to Good Morning Wilmington. It's me, your man, Radio Shack.
And Shay Marriott.
And we're just having a great time today on the
Yes.
show. The energy has been amazing.
Yeah.
We just had the models, right? So shout out to Del Scott.
Yeah.
Right, we had Robert Moore. Are you marriage material?
Are you marriage material?
I am.
Okay.
Speaking of which, don't wake me.
Oh. Hey.
So see right there. I just interviewed for several of my guests right there on live, right? So I interviewed for you, and I interviewed for our next guest right here. Please introduce him.
Mr. Malcolm Richardson.
Yes, good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you
Choir
for
School
having me.
of Delaware. Thank you
Yes.
for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's a great morning, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yes.
Did I make it? No.
I
Did
mean,
I
you're
did I
there.
make
You're
it?
there.
I just need a little.
No, you're there. You got
All right,
it.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
It's okay. Just tell him the truth. Malcolm, tell us a little bit about yourself and, the Choir School of Delaware.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Malcolm Richardson. At the Choir School of Delaware, I serve as the Director of Educational and Artistic Programming. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, so Wilmington is not much different, right? And I'm also an HBCU grad. I graduated from Lincoln University with my bachelor's in music vocal performance. Actually became a teacher right after that, and it was my students who encouraged me to pursue my master's in music education and now my doctorate in music education. So I should be wrapping that up in the next 2 months.
Okay,
Wow,
so we'll be talking about Dr. Malcolm Richardson.
Real soon,
okay?
real soon.
Put respect on his name.
Absolutely.
Yo, that is hot, man.
Yeah.
And so to carry this on, but before you did mention Lincoln.
Absolutely.
Right, so shout out to my man Ron and Thoroughthreads.
Hell yeah.
Delaware native, but is doing big things. He's a Lincoln alum. Please talk really quick before we talk about the school and all the great things that you're doing with your voices.
Yeah.
Talk about what your HBCU experience meant to you and how it got you to this point.
That's a great question. So,
Thank you.
Coming out of Newark, New Jersey, it wasn't many examples that I could see in my direct view of educational leadership or just pursuing higher learning. So I kind of was just lost. And one day, this was when I was in high school, I think my junior or senior year, Lincoln was actually on campus at Arts High School in Newark, and I had an on-site interview. I knew that music and singing was my passion, but I just didn't know what to do with it. And Lincoln auditioned me, they interviewed me, I got an on-site admittance into the school, and once I got to Lincoln, it was a whole new world for me because I grew up in the city, and Lincoln University is kind of like in the cornfields and where the farms are, so it was like a city within its own city.
Yeah.
So it was new territory for me, but the music was absolutely amazing. Being able to sing with other Black and brown individuals who had similar stories or different, but shared that same love for music, and that's kind of how I ended up in the music education world. So yeah,
That's awesome. I've noticed there's been a theme today with our guests. Everybody's like creators and in the the industry of arts and entertainment, which is amazing. So when we're talking about the Choir School of Delaware, can you give a little bit more information about the Choir School of Delaware and like who you serve and how people can actually become involved in some of the events that we have coming up?
Absolutely. So the Choir School of Delaware has a rich history of just spreading joy and love through choral music. And we've been around for the past 142 years doing just that.
Wow.
In the city of Wilmington and around the state of Delaware, and even on a national level too.
Okay.
So the choral music is very diverse. We sing musical theater, gospel, we sing Negro spirituals. We try to incorporate music of other cultures, both Western and any type of idiomatic music that you can think of that just supports all cultures and not just one facet of music. And our after school program, we also serve students during after school time. So when they leave their prospective traditional school day, they come to the Choir School of Delaware's campus, they receive academic support, they receive mentoring from people all over the community, and even as it relates to not just academics, but their love for art and music, they receive direct coaching from myself and our staff, and industry professionals who help support their interest in being singers within their
Yeah.
career or even music as a field of study. And it directly impacts what we do as a choir too, because we serve students from ages 7 to 17, but we also serve adults from ages 18 to 77 plus who act as our singing mentors and just that additional support to help our students have a more holistic life experience, getting some support from students their age, but also people who just graduated from high school, students matriculating into college, and adults who live that whole experience times 10. So it's just a beautiful place just to lay foundation, but also have the students grow up to be holistic individuals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk specifically about that 7 to 17-year-old student, right? Because I mentioned earlier with my position with Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Delaware, one of my goals is to meet them where they're at.
Absolutely.
Right? Not to try to bring them up where I'm at.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, and I'm a father of 3, how do you get the 7 to 17-year-old interested, besides the ones that are just naturally maybe grew up in that environment and always want to sing in the choir, how do you get a 7 to 17-year-old interested or engaged in the choir and everything that you're doing when you have the music industry that we have now? Right, the
Absolutely.
one that is pulling them towards them. How do you pull them back in the right direction?
Right, and I think it starts with exactly what you said, what their interests are. It's not about us cramming it in their heads what we want them to do, but seeking out and trying to understand what exactly they want to do. So if music industry, what we see on TV through the media every day is what their end goal is, trying to coach them on what is the best pathway to get there successfully and sustain that position and not just, end up there because, oh, I want to be a rapper, but what does that mean to be a rapper? To be a rapper, you also need to be a writer. You have to be a reader. You know how to do research and understand how words play together. But to be a singer is not just about singing, but understanding what is the message you're trying to evoke when you are performing a solo piece or a duet or a group number in a choir, but just being well-rounded and well-versed with understanding what is the purpose of, one, why you want to do this, but why it's important to do it, because music is not just something, it's something that we use to inspire people who hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Music is very therapeutic as well. Upcoming events you have going on, and how people can, be a part of these events.
Absolutely. So we have our first concert of the season. It's called Life is a Cabaret, and it's just that, it's a cabaret. So our students will be singing some choral music, but also performing some show tunes as soloists. So we have about 15 students performing solo repertoire of their choice, but it's all show music, and they get a live audience, and they've been working on this music for months now, and it's to the point where I'm like, y'all need to rest. But they love it so much that they can't just stop doing it. But that concert is this Saturday, October 21st at 7:30 p.m. Our main campus is at 2013 North Market Street, but our roots are from the village of St. John Cathedral, which is adjacent to that on North Tatnall Street, right at the corner of North Tatnall and Concord Avenue. And the concert will be there at 2020 North Tatnall Street here in Wilmington.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we definitely thank you for stopping by and spending time with us this morning. I am from the era of Rap City and Sway's Universe, and when we get artists up here, you mentioned rap, we ask them to do something.
Oh, absolutely.
So with that being said, please give the people a little sample
of
what they can see from the choir director.
Absolutely. So this song that is on my mind right now is called Stand By Me. A lot of you may be familiar with it. In the text, they just really talk about when trouble comes your way, like just stand in your truth, stand with someone who will be there with you to protect you and stand with you in solidarity. But I wish my kids was here to sing along with me, but I know they're in school doing
We're
their
standing
thing.
by you.
I'm here.
Right, but I got y'all here
by you.
to stand by me. In this part of the verse, it says, if the sky that we look upon should crumble and fall, or the mountains should tremble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me.
Wow, that was
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Perfect way to end this show. Thank you for spending your time with us this morning, Shay. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Thank you guys. Make sure you follow me, Rebirth_Radio. Thank you for having me. Most
Thank you for holding
important,
it
yes,
down.
and thank you to all of our guests.
You already know it's Radio Shack, RADIOSHACH on all social media platforms. We just appreciate the energy. Until next time we see you, please be safe. One love.